Great.
Hello, guys. Welcome to Crossing Streams. I'm Johanan.
I'm Casualty. Also, Gary.
Substance. Also, Kayvon. And we're going to play a game.
Yeah, we're going to talk about Warhammer today.
We're getting into the careers section.
We're getting straight into the meat.
Straight into it. We're doing combat today. No, we're getting into the careers section of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, which is called Wfrp by the developers. Wfrp is how you pronounce it. Wfrp. So, if you have your book, open up to page 52. This is where careers start. And I believe Jahan has a visual aid for everyone to follow along. This is I don't know. You don't have to. Jahan's got the book. He can show you, but he doesn't have to.
I'm trying to find.
That's where we're starting.
It's not working.
So career format, the name of the career, the limitations. So it's the different species that are allowed to take that career. Then it's going to show us a summary. So just a small one-sentence introduction to the career. It'll give us a description. So a paragraph or two describing the career and all the ways that it may be used. The advanced scheme, so how the career advances from where it's currently at. Then the career path, the name, status, skills, talents, and trappings for each of the career's 4 levels. Note, if a talent or skill is marked any, it means you could choose any of the options of that talent or skill within the career level. So if it's lore, any, you could choose lore geography, lore folklore, lore magic, or anything else like that. Likewise, if it's marked local, it means you can choose any of the options, talent or skills drawn for the local area. So you could do lore local, or you could do lore Altdorf, you could do lore Riverways. So you just have, lore.
JD laughed at Kayvon's face.
Yeah, it's a bad one. We are on page 52, right at the bottom-ish of it. Okay. And then there's quotations at the bottom. They talk about the career, and then there's adventuring, hints on how your career might be useful. So now we on to page 53, Apothecary. That's the first career in the book. What's up, girl?
What exactly did you type into Twitch?
Let me go look. Let me go look. Roll 20. So just type in roll 20 as one word, and then it's going to pop up as roll 20 virtual tabletop.
It did not pop
up. In the game section, like if you're searching for what game you're playing before you do your stream manager.
Yeah.
What the heck?
I don't know why it's not working. Somebody dropped a bunch of forks.
I don't know. Can you do Warhammer?
Let's see.
Yeah, Warhammer is a choice. It's just black. It's just got like the Warhammer. That's probably the best. Yeah, that's probably the best one to do. And maybe they stop people from doing roll 20 just so people can't do that. Oh, that's right. I need to go over to your channel as well. Kaboom!
Okay, I think that's good. I'm going to share the tweet real quick, and then we can get going.
Tweet that quote?
Yeah! Tweet that quote, girl! I tweeted my tweet earlier.
Either of you guys watch Castle Rock on Hulu?
I've seen some.
No.
I'm trying to get into it, but the second episode's it like glitches out and backs out of Hulu for me. It's really cool, but only that episode.
That's not cool.
No, it's super cool, Gary.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Damn it, Gary, how do you spell your name on Twitter?
I watched like
Casualty, the spelling at the bottom of the screen, and then Avenger, like the movies.
It's not coming up. I don't know why.
Oh, you know what? I'm sorry, dude. I gave you a fucking loop-de-doop. You can change your shit, so I changed mine to Casualty CDG. You can change your shit for free. Remember we were trying to figure that out?
Gotcha.
So now mine actually matches. So now it's not something weird. Now it's what makes sense. That's okay. I need to remember that too. Obviously, I had forgotten, but that's because I haven't been streaming.
There you are.
Days. There we are.
Super frustrated.
Dude, that's totally my
you're
bad,
good, bro.
Yep. I haven't streamed in 4 days, but I was changing all my shit up so it would make sense when I got back. Like I linked my stream email to my professional email for my work stuff. I was like, why is it linked to my fucking private one? I'm trying to work on it with my writing. So I put it all together.
That's what's up.
Man, I tell you, people on Reddit are mean.
Yeah.
Woo!
Yeah.
Those people, they can be rude straight up. If you want to meet some rude people, just post anything about how you feel about anything. They do not like it.
Yeah, bro, that's Reddit.
Man, woof. Has Brittany ever posted like book reviews on Reddit versus the other site that she uses? Like, is there a huge difference? Are there like huge bastards on Reddit?
Yes.
Or is it just John's like, yeah, for sure.
So let me
Maybe
explain.
I find them.
Let me explain something. The Discord server that me and Jenny meet all our friends on and play D&D with people on, it's the /Reddit Houston Discord. Nothing but trolls. They're all trolls.
Well, then you and Jenny fit in perfectly.
I am not a troll.
No, you're not a troll, but Jenny's a fucking troll.
Jenny is a troll, but she's okay with it. She's come to peace.
So am I.
Yeah, no, is this Pickles? This is Pickles.
The food or the show?
Nah, it's a prank where you super glue a pickle jar closed and you go find buff dudes and ask them to open it for you.
Shit's funny.
Brittany posts her book reviews on Goodreads, and I don't think you can comment and shit.
I just figured I figured you could, and that it would be a better community than if you did the same thing on Reddit.
Goodreads is dope.
Okay.
It's also like you can read reviews of other people, but really you can see what your friends read and that shit. It's not really like mass public like Reddit.
I just realized I have the all-time coolest backdrop. It's a map of Middle Earth.
Oh, that's right. I forgot if
I thought you did that on purpose.
Yeah, I thought you did too.
But I forgot it was.
Okay, let's get back into it, right? We are on page 53, Apothecary. Skilled in chemistry and concoctions, you create and sell medicine of all kinds. Apothecaries specialize in preparing pharmaceutical medication, commonly pills, drafts, and ointments, for sale to patients and doctors alike. Their workshops are filled with a dazzling array of bubbling alembics, that's a good word, overflowing beakers, worn mortar and pestles, and other physic-making paraphernalia. Some apothecaries supplement their income selling illicit substances, from stimulants for desperate students to hallucinogenic weird root for bored nobles, or shady commissions from even shadier groups. Supplying these lucrative but also dangerous rare ingredients are expensive, so apothecaries frequently have cash flow problems and journey to the wilds to collect their own ingredients. Many take their temporary employment with expeditions, mercenaries, and military for extra coin. Oh, that's a lot of words.
A lot of words. What's up, Connor? How you doing, man?
I like the doctor spelled with K.
Yeah, that's nice. There was a lot of good stuff in there that was really just trying to throw me for a loop.
Oh yeah.
So the Apothecary Advance scheme, Jahan, what is all this? These different pluses, the skull, the shield, the crossed hammers. What does all this stuff mean?
So some of it is I think it is like level requirements, and what does what. Like, so the shield, I guess, would mean he's a defensive guy. When he's the general, he gains some defenses. I don't know exactly. Well,
From
the
what
money,
I
the
read,
money is how much money you can earn from the career, I think.
the career paths allow you to upgrade your what am I trying to say? Attributes, but you can only upgrade the attributes in which your career path reflects. So that first career path, Apothecary's Apprentice, has the little cross symbol next to it.
Mm-hmm.
So the T, the Dex, and the Int, you're able to upgrade those while you are Apothecary's Apprentice.
And that's more or less your level 1, right? Your Apothecary's Apprentice is your level 1 to the Apothecary, and then
Yes.
level 2 would be Apothecary, 3 is Mastered, 4 is General?
No, you have to complete your career, which I forget the exact requirements. I was reading that earlier.
You have to get all of those things listed. All the skills. You have to have every skill and talent, right, to complete your career, and then you can get the next one.
Okay.
Yeah.
But you don't have to. You can stay as an apprentice if you want.
Correct. Yeah, you don't have to become an apothecary. You can go somewhere else.
But if you, or you can just stay Apothecary's Apprentice forever.
Right. You don't ever have to level if you don't want to. But you should.
Probably.
There's no reason not to ever level ever in this game.
Because you can still spend your experience points on shit. It just wouldn't be changing your career path to Apothecary or
Okay, I think I found
otherwise.
something. So the
You would
3
eventually
marked with the cross are
some-
characteristics you can advance in the first level of the career. When you enter
Yes.
the second level of the career, the crossed axes characteristic also becomes available.
Also.
Third level is the skull,
Mm-hmm.
and then fourth level is the shield.
Cool.
The
So
cost,
that is what all that stuff means.
the cost and XP of a character advancement is shown on the characteristics and skill improvement XP cost table, which I'm looking at. Interesting. It's very different from standard leveling in other RPGs.
Yes, very much so. You have to choose to level that career or not, or to go somewhere else.
And it's my understanding this game, encourages you to multi-class and take multiple, well, not class, but careers. You can pick several within your class, so you can really customize what you get.
Yes. So I also saw that it said if you keep within your class, it only costs like 100 experience to go to a different career. But if you go to another class, then it doubles the cost, and then you have to pay the 100. So you have to pay 300 just to go to another class. But if you stay within your class, you can stay within your career pretty cheap at a third the cost.
Right now. And characters,
Unless GM decides it fits the storyline.
Right, if it fits, it fits. I mean,
if one of
GM
you guys learns
overrules
magic,
everything.
or if you're a dwarf and you dishonor yourself, you can become a slayer, or blah blah blah. For sure. Yeah,
I'm liking the trappings, man. The trappings are really cool. So that's just if you're a level 1 Apothecary's Apprentice right out the gate, then your trappings would be blank books, healing draft, leather jerkin, and mortar and pestle. So you're starting the game with armor and some gear, and that's pretty dope.
Let me switch this.
The talents: concoct, etiquette, read and write. You see, read and write are probably not super common, so that's neat. You get that right out the gate.
Mm-hmm.
And then that line goes up the Apothecary. And I wonder if do we double back to like Apothecary's Apprentice? We could probably skip through that once we've read Apothecary and kind of what it does. We see all the classes right there. Apothecary, Master Apothecary into General, whereas General you get commission papers in a large workshop. You are a tradesman poisoner. You can choose, those are your talents to choose from. And those talents are something completely different. We're going to have to tackle talents another day.
Talents are, I think, feats.
Yeah, talents are passive abilities. And so you don't get all those talents. You get to pick from that list when you get that class. So we got to put a big asterisk next to those talent sections because that'll be another night. We'll go through all the talents and talk about what those do. But for now, we'll just stick to the careers. Damn. But those are the talents that you get to pick up. Those are very cool. That's really how you make your character feel super different with all these dope talents. And even your race gives you talents, if I'm not mistaken. Like, there's a couple to pick from just being human. You get, I think, 2 talents right out the gate.
I do think it's a little odd that a wood elf cannot be an apothecary.
That is kind of weird.
That is. I didn't notice that. You're absolutely right.
Maybe they have something else they can do that they're more prone to do.
Anybody want to read this Koth the Unseen Assassin bit? Or this Thorika Nordisdor, the Dwarf Merchant?
Thorika Norrisdort.
That's a shout out to Kyle with that name right there. That's a good marble mouth name. Norrisdor.
Let's see. I'll do the first one. I don't know if I have a good.
Oh yeah, you do. It's an assassin voice. It's Koth the Unseen.
I whisper.
Yeah, man.
I whisper.
Yeah, you do.
I whisper scream, though.
Yeah, you got to whisper scream because everybody said you're quiet already, so you got to really whisper as loud as you can.
Yeah, I don't know why I'm quiet.
I don't know why you're quiet either. You sound great to me.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's being filtered through the thing, so it might be doing something weird. Look for the sigil, white mortar, black pestle. Don't ask for our order without it, or you'll be reported to the watch. And lad, don't ever short the apothecary. You'll spend the rest of your days wondering if your next drink will be your last.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. You short the apothecary, you best get poisoned. Get some.
If I was an apothecary, I would be a short apothecary.
I would be a poisoner.
Yeah. One of the things I like about this game is that Warhammer is always built darker. Always.
What would the old like the traveling medicine man?
Ooh, like a snake oil salesman?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
That's like screaming at me with apothecary.
Yeah, that could work.
Human chemistry is shoddy as their architecture and just as likely to kill you. I asked for tonic after a hard night's drinking. Had the flux for a week. So Thorika Nordstorter, the dwarf merchant, doesn't quite care for apothecaries, it seems. Due to position guild pressure, most towns ban apothecaries from formally practicing medicine in their towns. But during plagues, apothecaries can easily fill the role of a healer. Or during play, I'm sorry. Indeed, they are versatile in this role because they identify dangerous and unusual substances the party may encounter and even turns them into useful medicines. So there you go. Apothecary is your kind of like a spooky doctor, like Kayvon was. Maybe your snake oil salesman.
Fucking herbalist. It's pretty cool.
Yes, I'm super not interested in playing that class. Not even there's not a bit of me that's about that.
I mean, I know hands down what I would play if I was playing.
I mean, right here, this next paragraph, this next sentence for engineer. So you can't be an elf, dwarf, halfling, human, engineer. You create machines and constructions, both useful and bizarre and downright deadly. Fuck yes! Are you kidding me? Oh man, I don't even have to read anymore. You got me. I'm in. I'm sold. Engineers design and build mechanical devices or structures, such as bridges, canals, or fortifications. Most are educated dwarves at the Highbound Dwarf Engineers Guild. Humans at forward-thinking establishments such as the Imperial Engineer School at Altdorf, though self-taught prodigies are not unknown. Human engineers value innovation and discovery, whereas dwarves favor traditional, tried and tested designs passed down for generations. Mining company engineers are well paid, less so as the state army engineers who maintain the imperial war machines and act as sappers and bridge builders. Master engineers often find themselves leading teams on ambitious construction projects. Chartered engineers are the most trusted in the empire, called upon to design, test, and build such prestigious imperial commission like the complex steam wheel locks, which have revolutionized the speed of travel in the canals of Forgberland. So that's pretty fucking cool. My interest is piqued.
Yeah, engineer. I mean, Jesus, man. I mean, it's a fantasy world that has guns. You know.
Guns, machines, bridges.
Hey, Gary, that bigfollows.com guy is back.
No, not you again.
It's okay. I have all the URLs blocked automatically.
But he's gonna make you famous.
Yeah, he says he's gonna make us famous. That's cool. Nice of him.
That
Yeah, engineers are great, man. I mean, shit. The humans have tanks. You know.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, they have steam tanks.
That's pretty fucking dope.
Like tanks. Like they're fucking. They have cannons. They're pretty bad, dude. Pretty badass.
How do you like the first skill there for the student engineer?
Consume alcohol.
It was up there for the apprentice apothecary as well.
Nice. Consume alcohol straight out the gate.
Yeah.
That's a good skill.
And the next class has it too. The lawyer.
Man.
It might be just everyone does it. I don't know.
See, when we get into the second level, oh, look, you can take talent gunner at level 1 also with a student engineer. So starting with a gun, that's pretty gangsta.
I mean, like, bro, I've read about dwarven engineers, and like one of them made a fucking like missile launcher. It was cool. He blew a hole in a dragon. It didn't like it.
You start with a book and a hammer and spikes. Dude, I could do some damage with a hammer and spikes, too, I'm telling you.
And the book. I mean, if knowledge is power, you know, it's a book.
I'd rather take 2 hammers and 2 spikes.
Then a book?
Yeah, at level 1, I'll get my book at level 2.
Level 2, you get a guild license.
And you do, and you get your trade tools. Mm-hmm. So that's nice. And you can learn drive, which I would be interested in learning drive, so you can drive a gun. Yes. Then you go master engineer, where you've got languages, leadership, ride a horse, secret science for your guild. You can be an etiquette talented boy, and then you get a workshop as your trapping.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That is very good.
I like that it's built in, so that like you don't have to be inundated with player requests for like, when do I get a workshop? You know.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, can I have a workshop? Like, yeah, you'll get one as soon as you are a master engineer.
Yeah, exactly.
That's when you know you're good enough, and it's not when you're level 4 and 5. It's when you're 3/4 through your career path. And then chartered engineers, their last one. That's when you're the big boy. You're at the top of your game. You can pick up any language. You can pick up any lore. You get your magnum opus. You get rapid reload, or not all of this. You get to choose between magnum opus, rapid reload, savant of engineering, or unshakable, which are talents that we'll tell you about some other time. And then your trappings, guild license, library for engineers,
what
quality trade tools, and a large engineer workshop.
Yeah, your own engineering library. That's pretty cool.
You do. Very neat mechanic there.
Yeah, no, I like that they give you like infrastructure in your class.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty cool because, like, I don't know, their classes are more or less. I mean, their careers are careers. They're actual jobs.
Yeah, and actually, I didn't say the class. These are all careers. The class is mental, right? Isn't this the mental class?
It might be scholar or something. Like
yeah,
that.
Scholar. These are all the scholar builds, and this is just the. So these are all within the same class. You can move
through them. You can be
a
level 2 apothecary, level 3 engineer. with a little lawyer, you know.
Oh, then you could make fucking poison bullets for your guns.
Yeah, and then countersue.
Man, yeah, and then objection. What will it do? Well, it's supposed to pluck the chicken, small nose. Stand well back.
If you do a lawyer apothecary, you can write your own disclaimers. That'd be fun.
Master Engineer Volkner von Mein Kampf found inspiration watching students reloading in the Imperial Gunnery School. He had a revelation. More barrels equals more shots. More shots equals more lethality. He soon produced the first repeating handgun, Von Mein Kampf's wailing cavalcade of death, and pistol, Von Mein Kampf's micro mainspring of multitudinous precipitation and pernicious lead. Not content to rest on those laurels, he then created the enormous 9-barreled cannon, the Hailblaster volley gun, which was utterly lethal to enemies, all too often its own crew. The great engineers of the Empire.
That was a pretty good dwarf you did there.
Thanks. I was just going for it, man. I didn't think much about it. It was all over the place.
Pretty good.
Some engineers are drawn to investigate ancient dwarf holds, which totally makes sense. Mostly now abandoned, for entombed within our secrets of the master builders of old. Those who dare their depths may find millennia-old marvels, many of which are repurposed by goblins and Skaven for their own nefarious purposes. Equally enticing are the stone sky bridges soaring above the holds, some stretching for many miles. True wonders of bygone engineering that once connected thriving dwarf settlements, forts, and farmlands. So if you're an engineer, you're kind of drawn to that stuff, right? That's what they're saying. Yeah. There's a good chance you're going to wind up in some dwarven mines if you're an engineer.
I mean, and that's the good stuff, man. That's where the good stuff happens.
For the Skaven happen, and I'm all about the Skaven, thanks to
fight dwarves a lot.
Vermintide 2, thanks for introducing me to the Skaven and this game by proxy. That's free on Game Pass on Xbox Live.
It is.
And hella fun.
It is very
It is very hella fun. It's like if Left 4 Dead was updated and D&D. And yeah, really good. You guys, somebody want to read this lawyer one?
Lawyers for dwarves, halflings, high elves, and humans. You navigate treacherous legal systems defending clients and prosecuting the guilty. Lawyers give legal counsel, interpret the law, and argue on behalf of their clients before the courts. They are often specialists in the laws of the province in which they practice, or I'm not going to say that word, law. Most are university educated and therefore rich and well connected, although gifted individuals of low birth are sometimes apprenticed. Cult lawyers learn from their venerable peers, with those trained by the cults of Venera and Sigmar, especially well regarded. Some lawyers are hired as mediators, settling informal disputes outside costly courts, a practice favored by halflings. Others work for criminal gangs, exploiting legal loopholes to free their always guilty clients. At the top end of society, barristers are the only lawyers allowed to address higher appeal courts in the city-states, charging exorbitant prices for their services.
Yeah, that was a hell of a word you skipped there, buddy.
I'm not even
back over it.
I think I can say it.
Go ahead, give it a shot.
I had it in my head, but it's hard to say.
Ecclesiastical law. I think it's ecclesiastical law.
It's ecclesiastical. Yeah,
ecclesiastical.
Jesus Christ, that's
sure.
hard to say.
It is. I think it means law.
So it means la.
It means laws. Jahan, what
like-
is Cults of Verena Sigmar? What is I copy pasted that when Kayvon was saying that.
So, I mean, all of the religions are considered cults, and it's not like a bad word, you know?
Okay.
But in the religion section of this book, they refer to each as a cult.
All religions are cults.
Yeah.
Yes. No, I
that's
agree.
true.
I just didn't know if that was the verbiage we were using in this world.
Verena is just, I don't know what she's the god of, but Sigmar, he's the man god, the human that became a god. And he's pretty much the god of the empire.
So you say, good sire, if the gauntlet does not fit, ye must acquit.
There you go.
Very good.
You tell him, Connor.
So your career path here, you could start as a student lawyer, where you can straight up consume alcohol, pick up endurance, haggle, language, lore, lots of good stuff that makes sense. I think that playing a lawyer would be fun, man.
Mm-mm.
You don't think so? Well, that's not for you, I guess.
No.
Blather, etiquette, read, write, speed reader. It probably wouldn't be fun for you if I played a lawyer at a table with Jahan either, because then we would just argue in character for like 2 hours and we'd call it role play.
Yeah. I mean, you already played a half-hour lawyer anyways.
Yeah, that's true. I would do it again, man. I enjoyed playing that type of character. So then you go into lawyer, where you learn bribery if you want to, charm, gossip, intuition, secret signs for your guild, secret lawyer signs.
Yeah, lawyers are just rogues that went to school. That's all they are.
You're absolutely right. Oh, I forgot to say that you start with a magnifying glass as a trapping if you're a lawyer.
For looking for clues.
Are you a lawyer or a detective?
No,
Because
it's probably for reading the fine print.
Yep, you start with a law book and a magnifying glass. You can read the fine print.
I can't wait for one of you to try to read the fine print and me be like, well,
you need a magnifying glass.
Have your magnifying
You gotta fucking go down to the dwarven ruins and get them from Skaven. Be like, hey,
it's pronounced ruins.
Ruins? Yeah, and it's also, they didn't say dwarven. They kept saying dwarf ruins, not dwarven. They didn't use the V-E-N.
That might be a copyright issue. Who knows?
Perhaps, but they said dwarf. That's their terminology, so we'll use it. And then you get your court robes, your guild license, and a writing kit at the end of level lawyer. And then you go to barrister. You can learn the art of...
That says barista?
You could be a coffee boy right in the middle of lawyer.
You have to pay off them student loans, boy.
Hell yeah. And then that's when you become a judge. But you got daddy's money. You got to take the daddy's money talent to become our judge. Skills, art, entertain, intimidate, lore. Very cool. You get an office and an assistant when you're a barrister. And then when you become
an assistant,
you get an assistant. It's a student or a servant. It's your call.
This is just a Me Too waiting to happen.
Oh no!
Why you got to take it there?
It says a student or servant, not an intern.
Hey, I've played with lots of role players, and they are very immature. All right.
And then you go into judge. You can learn cool. You can be cool. You can get the cool skill because you stay cool under pressure. What the fuck
is the cool skill?
You stay cool under pressure. It's like mental fortitude.
Okay.
And you can learn any lore if you're a judge. I think that's fair. Commanding presence, kingpin, law savant, or wealthy. Look, I knew it. I knew wealthy and kingpin were going to be in there. Daddy's money. I told you. The trappings are the gavel, of course, and then your ostentatious wig. So good. I love it. You get a fucking little gavel and a big ass wig. Well, at that point in the game, you're just role playing a judge, right? Like that's what you're doing. That's what the game is. That is. How much of the DMing stuff have you looked at, Jahan? Is the game designed to be played that way, or is it meant to be like run around and do an adventure?
So, like I haven't read too much of this yet. I've been playing a lot of Gloomhaven, but so like the novels. I mean, man, like people are just doing their jobs when shit happens, and shit's hard. That's all it is. Warhammer is very weird.
Yeah, that's right. You're certainly not expected to survive every encounter, are you?
No, but yeah, I mean, there's like weird rules like for like diarrhea and stuff in this book. So
I saw that one of the talents that you can get as a human is called Doomed, and the Doomed talent is that you and your GM get together and you decide how your character is doomed to die. Because when they were like in their teens, they were brought forth before council and they blew this fucking smoke on them and it shows you your death. And then if your character dies that way, then you get to add extra experience to your next starting character.
That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool. That's Dark Souls like, style.
Yeah, they were straight up like, you know you're gonna die, like, and if you die the way you're supposed to die, then even better, like straight up. So I thought that was kind of funny because there was something about this game, like it's not unknown that people would turn on their teammates, and so I saw that like one of the guys, he's like a sneaky back alley guy who might sell his teammates into slavery. And I was like, boy, I'd be like, that'd be so great if you had already worked that in where you were like, I die because I get sold into back alley slavery. And then your teammate's like, well, we're already here. Like, you want the XP for your next character? Because all I got to do is shake this guy's hand and make it happen. Like, I don't know. It's a neat twist to the game that I've never seen before.
Yeah, it's pretty funny.
Yeah, man, it's certainly interesting.
This game has a lot of that. I don't know. This game can be played lots of ways. This game's going to be very role-play heavy.
I do like that.
But, I mean, the combat is supposed to fuck, so...
I am sure that these lawyer character blurbs are really good. Jahan, would you like to read the part of Stefan Bachelard?
You mean, sharks? No, worse, leeches. But not the good kind that suck out bad humors. Oh no, I'm gonna go southern with it. Oh no! How do you do? I want to do the Colonel.
I said it's start with foghorn leghorn. There
I
you
do
go.
declare they're leeches that drain your coffers and leave you nothing to show for it.
Mm-hmm.
You went preacher man with it.
That was good. That was good. He took us to church.
Oh, speaking of church, Gary, when is Righteous Gemstones Season 2 coming out?
Man, Righteous Gemstones, what a great show.
I need that in my life.
I didn't even like Danny McBride until that show, and then I went back and watched everything Danny McBride did, and I was like, boy, how was I so wrong for so long?
So wrong for so long. Danny McBride
it took Righteous Gemstones to fucking shatter the glass for me. And then same with Adam Devine. I fucking hated Adam Devine until that show.
Adam Devine's pretty funny.
He nails, man.
Very
John,
good.
You seen Righteous Gemstones?
Yeah, I've seen some of it.
That show's good.
Dude,
it is good. It is very good.
Well, apparently every lawyer in this world is from the deep south, so it is not what the lawyer says I may do that concerns me, but what is right by reason and justice. Such matters need then be the basis of our new law. That is the blurb by Lector Agatha von Bjorn from the Supreme Court of the Lord of the Law of Empire. Lawyers excel at getting people out of trouble, while adventurers excel at getting into it. They can use their knowledge and obscure local laws and avoid problems by suggesting unusual approaches to solve thorny dilemmas. After all, tying up a local thug in court is just as valuable and arguably much safer than tying one up in a basement. So there you go. That's why you play a lawyer.
I don't know. One of the main characters in the books I was reading was a poet. So.
The nun.
Yeah,
The
nun.
human. Only the human can play the nun. And earlier we read that every class is gender neutral, so just because it says nun doesn't mean it's a woman only. Anyone can be anything. So it's a human, though. You can't be a dwarf. You can't be a halfling. Straight up, I bet this is going to be that church you were talking about, Jahan, that cult of the... Sigmar. Yeah, cult of Sigmar. I was going to say cult of the white guy. Cult of Sigmar. There's a nun.
You're not wrong.
No, I mean,
the Empire is very German.
Yeah, I'm looking at the nun, and I was like, I know a Sigmar. You showed me the statue when we were playing Vermintide. I know exactly what he looks like. It's that big fucking, it's a big Viking dude.
He's the guy that holds the Warhammer.
Yeah, he looks like Odin
That
and
is
Thor.
Warhammer.
Yeah, he's dope, man. He's fucking gangster. You were devoted to the service of your deity, having sworn vows for a life of service. Nuns are members of religious orders, normally cloistered within an abbey, convent, or monastery. Most rise before sun, before the morning prayer, before toiling in fields, tending to the sick, or preserving important manuscripts. Vows of pilgrimage cause some to travel across the empire, while others take oath to serve the community, moving amongst people, tending to their spiritual needs. Devoted hermits and tenders to shrines are also thought of as nuns or monks by the folk of the empire. Many learn nuns valuable trades such as vintners, brewers, or calligraphers. Abbesses use the local activities to attract donations and patronage of the local nobility. Leaders of particularly large or martial orders can gather significant influence both within their own cult and within ruling classes of a province. So just because you're a nun doesn't mean that you're just a church guy. You could be a local politician if you're in a political place.
Yeah, I guess it just means, I mean, you're just religious.
You got some, man, look at that picture. Oh, I scrolled down a little bit. Oh, boy. And when you're looking at the top half of that page, she looks like she's a real nice lady. And then when you get down to the bottom half of that page, she is halfway covered in surgery blood.
Covered in blood. I did not realize.
Yes, sir. She sure is. That's
just like
first
two-tone
reminder
clothing.
that this was Warhammer so far.
Yeah, Warhammer's fucked up, bro.
That's the first one. So at level 1, art, calligraphy, you get cool, endurance, entertain, storytelling, gossip, heal, lore, theology, pray. All that tracks. I'm cool with that.
Makes sense.
Yep. You get a religious symbol and you get your robes. Yeah, that's what's up. Straight up, you're a nun.
Stone soup.
Stone soup, that's a talent. Panhandle, that's a talent. I bet you get some cat.
Eat garbage.
Probably. Or being able to cook with nothing to make something last. So that's level 1 nun. That's the novitiate? No.
Yeah.
Novitiate, probably, yeah.
Yeah, it's okay.
Hell of a word.
And then you become a nun, and that's when you learn charm and then melee, any. So you get a little slap option. You get research. You get trade brewer. You get trade herbalist. You get trade vintner. That's the wine. That's the wine trade, right?
Yeah, that's wine.
And then you learn etiquette or talents. So etiquette, field dressing, holy visions, invoke. Oh shit, invoke. I bet that's spells, right?
Yeah, it's probably so the divine classes in this, they perform miracles.
Oh, dip.
Yeah. Like, it's actually different completely from arcane casting.
That's really cool, man.
Arcane casting in this game is fucked up.
I got to learn about some of that stuff. I haven't gotten there yet. I've just been looking at the careers. I don't know anything about spells for sure.
My favorite thing I saw was that they have 2 tables, and it's minor and major spell casting failures. And one of the minor spellcasting failure options, if you rolled it, was the next thing born within 1 mile of where the spell went bad is mutated. And that's hilarious, bro.
The next thing born within a mile of where the spell was cast is mutated. Yeah, as a GM, having to make that relevant is just a fantastic piece of game for you. It doesn't really do the player any favors, but it makes the GM have a real good time.
Yeah, next time you come back through there, you're going to fight some sort of 2-headed pig or something.
Mm-hmm.
Or maybe 15 years later, you're going to come across some fucked up teenager with a cleft
That's
palate.
what I was thinking, like a big fucked up orc monster with 2 heads.
You can put him in a play about aliens.
The nun, your trappings are your religious book, your religious relics, and some trade tools, whichever trade that you desire.
Yeah, any trade. That's cool.
Probably one of the three there: the brewer, the herbalist, and the vintner.
Maybe, but I'm going to be a cobbler.
Oh, you're gonna be a cobbling nun.
Because I like
My religious duty is to repair the shoes on the roads of the feet of the weary. You just walk along the pilgrim paths and fix people's shoes for God?
Give a man a pair of shoes, he'll walk for a day. Fix a man's shoes, and he'll walk for a lifetime.
Oh, until you need to fix your shoes again.
Yeah.
It is a trick. You can't just
and then
plug
after
whatever
none,
you want. Yeah.
you become an abbess, which has got to be exciting because your trappings are an abbey and a library of theology. So now you get to stay in your church if you want to. Your skills.
Abbey?
Yeah, bro. Right at sort of level 3, but that's not how this game works. But yes, sort of level 3. And then your skills are leadership, lore, local, and lore politics and perception. Leadership, lore, local, lore, politics, perception. Yeah, that's fair. I'll take that. That's some good nun stuff, I guess. You get resistance as a talent. You get robust, savant theology, and stout-hearted. You can kind of guess what those things mean. I guess you kind of get beefy at that level as an abbess, huh?
Yeah, it seems like they can throw down.
Seems like you start to get pretty thick right in there. First, you'd be able to slap at level 2, and then you start getting beefy up there at abbess level. And then you go to Prioress General, which is something I am not familiar with. That must be lore specific. I've never heard of that in my whole life. You can learn any language. You can learn any lore. You can get the commanding presence talent, the iron will, the pure soul, and the strong-minded. And your trappings is a religious order.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, that's interesting. Absolutely interesting. I'm not thinking I'm going to play a nun, though. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think that's for me.
What about you, Scram?
Most likely not.
What are you guys leaning towards?
I don't know. This is my first time going through the careers list.
Gotcha.
I've browsed a couple earlier, but I was like, you know what? Instead of browsing these, let's just learn them together.
Ratcatcher might be fun.
Ratcatcher. There was like Gravedigger. There's all sorts of cool classes, man.
1,000%.
Whoa, deja vu.
I know. Oh no.
Oh no.
The cave on.
Yeah.
Look out behind you.
They came thinking it was a simple task to slay a few poor hapless brothers and take our relics. I ask more not to judge too harshly the 7 bandits we buried today, as Brother Hild has already inflicted punishment enough.
Yeah, nuns.
Goddamn.
So, like, everything that we are reading, you have to remember that in this world, it's all twinged by constant war and hunting of mutants and witches, you know what I mean? So, like, the religious people in this shit kill a lot of people.
Yeah, you have to, right? You have like a burning
more than
sword.
anyone.
Yeah, because you got to kill the cultists. You got to kill, like, straight up monsters come out of the woods at night, right? Like, you got to lock your doors.
Yeah, monsters come out of the woods sometimes. Undead, orcs, you know. But like a lot of what the churches were like, if you show signs of mutation on your body, they'll straight up kill you.
Oh, dope.
Yeah, some people just like I don't know, like have like a little scaly arm or something, and they'll be like, well. That was fun.
Oh, John, this next voice. Oh, you got to do British arms. You got to do this like a little fucking Tiny Tim.
Which one? The
Altdorf street rat.
Oi, quick! Come quick!
Nah, he's too old. You got to do him like Tiny Tim.
Oi, quick! Come quick!
There you go. Yeah.
The sisters of face. And chastity. Oh,
The sisters of faith and chastity.
The sisters of faith and chastity about to parade through the streets. You see? Yeah.
Yeah, a fucking cigar. Hey, and they're coming to the streets. The sisters of chastity, you see?
I want to see if I can get a few coppers, eh? Ha, cha, cha, cha. Cop their thorns.
Thorns, see?
It brings luck for the whole year.
See, that's what happens when you don't do British arms, man. Then you turned into a fucking Chicago guy.
Maybe you're right. Let me try it, the last line with the arms.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, it brings luck for the whole year.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, man. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. British arms fucking took it all the way. When a religious order discovers terrible secrets or fragments of prophecy, its leaders may feel they must act, sending brothers and sisters abroad. Abbeys along pilgrimage routes often also send their members abroad to guard many pilgrims traversing lengthy holy roads across the empire. And there are always itinerant friars wandering the world, risking adventure with every new land they enter. So I guess you could play a friar right there at the end. It gives you that chance to be like, if you want to be a traveling nun on the road, you could be a friar who's just kind of fucking off.
As well.
They did say monk, but that's going to come with that trapping of you being stuck in an abbey for sure, or having your own abbey. And if you're a friar, you could probably get away with just convincing your GM to give you like a cart full of wine, like Friar Tuck.
And what's the priest? Because the priest really seems... we'll get there.
I bet the priest go hard.
I believe he is a war priest.
He's probably got more casting and more melee options, I would think.
Because there's a specific thing in the they're like paladins, pretty much. They're fucked up.
Physician is the next class. Physician.
Anyone can be it, except for wood elves.
Except for the wood elves again.
Stupid.
Yeah, I think they can only be like one class. With a strong stomach and steady hand, you practice the art of medicine, striving to save lives. That's a physician.
That's a physician voice.
Physicians study patients' symptoms and prescribe remedies for surgeries. While the healing arts are ancient, many deriving from elven practices, the formal science of medicine is relatively new and not entirely trusted. Due to the Empire's history with necromancy and the safeguards imposed by the Cult of Mor, studying cadavers is forbidden, making learning anatomy quite hard. Medicine's reputation suffered further from swindlers selling miracle cure-alls that do nothing or cause actual harm. Physicians learn their profession at a university while apprenticed to a guild physician. Most cheap surgery is undertaken by backstreet physicians known as barber surgeons, whose training is informal. Trained doctors with strong stomachs are in demand for state armies. The most famed physicians almost exclusively tend to wealthy merchants and nobility.
The Cult of Mor are the keepers of the dead.
Oh, dope.
I believe that their followers are the Silent Sisters.
So the Empire's history with necromancy and safeguards imposed by the Cult of Mor. So the Cult of Mor doesn't let you get dead bodies, huh?
Well, they are careful about it.
Okay.
You gotta do a background check.
Yeah, man, you can't be giving out dead bodies to just anybody. You never know what's going to happen.
Waiting period.
And
that's how it should be in real life, man. I feel like if you're just giving out dead bodies, your system's probably not right. You should really be background checking people.
On one hand, true. On the other hand,
who else needs it? What else are you going to do with it?
It's a misdemeanor.
Guys, we're going to get that cheap chili again. Career path. You start as a physician's apprentice. Bribery.
Ooh.
Cool. Drive, endurance, gossip, heal, perception, sleight of hand. Those are actually really, really cool starting skills. That's a cool list.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it is.
You can drive, you can bribe, you can talk, you can heal.
You can drive?
See. Yeah, man, drive is on the list.
Drive.
That's nuts. And then your talents, which we still don't know exactly what they mean, but bookish, field dressing, read, write, and strike to stun. What the fuck, dude? That sounds dope too. And then your trappings are bandages and a healing draft. So you can heal your guys, you can heal yourself, you can whack dudes, you can stun dudes, you can steal shit, you can drive, you can heal. Man, there's something here. This physician might not be all bad.
You're going to take the physician position?
I'm not taking the physician. The physician might be on. It might make a short list.
That could be interesting.
Then you go up into physician, where you have charm, haggle, language, lore, and trade. Your barber trade there, so you could be a physician barber. Your talents are cool-headed, because you could have already taken cool at level 1. Then you can take cool-headed here. You can take criminal, you can take etiquette, or you can take surgery. Oh, so this is where you can make your choice if you want to be a nasty boy or not. Your trappings are your medicine book, your guild license, and your trade tools for medicine. Yeah, those are important.
You're going to learn how to drink when you become a doctor.
You become a doctor. Your first skill is consume alcohol. Your second one is intimidate, then leadership and research. Dude, I'm loving these skills. Every fucking tree we come across, these skills are gangster.
Yeah, see, Connor's all about the physician position.
Is he? Yeah, man. I'm on a mission to take the physician position. And then you go with your trappings, your apprentice, and you get your workshop for medicine. Very good. That's all when you're a doctor. And then finally, a court physician is max level. You get lore for nobles. You learn to dance, which is important. You can have etiquette. You can be nimble-fingered. You can be a medicine savant, strong-willed. You get your courtly attire and a letter of appointment. So you get to dance nice, and you get to dress nice. It's worth it. It all pays off in the end. This game just becomes a game about going to prom.
Oi!
Oi!
Hey, Kevon.
What's up?
You gotta do a British accent.
Oh shit!
Yeah, do a British
Can't
accent.
do a British accent.
I know.
Did you try British arms?
I can't do a British accent. Yeah, you gotta do the arms.
You gotta do the arms. You can't do a British accent without the arms.
I was actually
You
going to
wanna do
ask
you need to do the warm-up.
for the sake of like some speediness, we can skip the quotes and cover more.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
So many more careers to look at.
Physician guild fees are notoriously expensive, which can cause newer physicians without steady clientele to seek alternate sources of income. Some physicians consistently search for more effective treatments and new medicines, which can take them from far afield. Others like to expand their knowledge of anatomy while studying grievous wounds firsthand, and there are few better ways to do that than by traveling with adventurers. So that last paragraph always gives you a little like kick in the ass. Like if you want to play this character, here's one more easy way to just shove the fucking character in. It's like one more if you're having a hard time. Yeah, if you're having a hard time getting the grease, which sometimes it's hard times getting a character motivation, and it helps you fit the setting. Look at this priest, dude. Do you see this picture?
Mm-hmm.
This guy doesn't not look like me.
You're just missing a beard.
Yeah, I'm not saying. There's some good cheekbones. He doesn't have that good cleft chin that I have, though. He doesn't have that good butt chin.
You have a butt chin?
It's weird. He's got like sunken cheeks, but he's fat.
Maybe he's got
it's a good look.
You know those?
Those little.
Oh yeah.
Dimple studs?
Yeah, the alt girl dimple piercing.
I think you're right, man. He's a real cutie. I like your shoes.
It looks like he's, it looks like he wants you to watch him whip and then watch him nay.
Oh hell yeah!
You mean watch him poop?
Watch him nay? Yeah, it does. Did you show the stream the fucking guy? Because he does look like he's doing the whip nay.
Nope. There you go.
It's closer. Yep. He's got one arm up. He's got one arm back. He does a whip. He does his nay. So you start off as initiate, athletics, cool, endurance. Oh wait, I didn't do the fucking read-in. We can't just jump straight into this. You carry the word of your God, tending to the spiritual needs of the masses. The priests tend to congregations of faithful throughout the old world. While many are assigned to a specific temple, others choose a wandering life to reach worshippers who cannot or will not attend the temple. They are expected to exemplify their beliefs of their religion, which vary greatly depending on which deity they serve. High priests are responsible for a temple and all its cult and lay members. Alongside lectors, they will often be called upon to advise the ruling classes, while many active in local politics. Priests have many duties connected to their gods, such as Priest of Manan's responsibility to consecrate new ships, or Shalane's duty to tend to the sick or wounded, so they touch on most aspects of life in the Empire. For more on religion and different orders, see Chapter 7.
Ooh.
All right, so Kayvon, you said what's the difference between priest and nun? So let's see. Our starting skills: athletics, cool, endurance, intuition, lore, theology, perception, pray, and research. There's definitely some carryover. There's pray, research, perception, I think cool, intuition, maybe.
It looks like they start with toughness, agility, and weapon power.
Toughness, agility, and weapon power. Oh, yes, you can. That's right. Your priest level 1 skills you can pick.
Dexterity, intelligence, and charisma.
But you also start with religious symbols and robes. So it's the same starting items, too. Not much of a difference right off the bat. Level 2, you get charm, entertain, storytelling, gossip, heal, intimidate, melee, basic. It's basically the same thing. Your talents are blather, bookish, etiquette, invoke. There's some bleed over, but blather is different too. Blather wasn't on none. Trappings is your book and your ceremonial robes. Then you can become a high priest. Art, writing, entertaining speeches, leadership, lore, heraldry, acute senses, hatred, impassioned zeal, strong-minded. You'll get your quality robes, your religious relic, your subordinate priests, and a temple. So I think that's a pretty different level.
Priests.
Besides leadership, I think that's a pretty different level. And I guess your entertained speeches and stuff, I guess this is much more of a leader character, and the nun kind of became like a tough character. She kind of got tanky. So then your talents going into your final level are Master Orator, Pure Soul, Savant Theology, Resistance, any of those, a lot of carryover. Any language, any lore, yeah, same thing, right? And then you get your own library, theology, same thing, and subordinate high priest. So it's not so different from the nun, you're right.
He seems more, the priest seems more of a divine monk style character, and she seems more like a 4th edition invoker.
I don't know. I'd like to see, I mean, what the, I guess I need to see what the different talents do and how they add up with spells and stuff, because maybe that's a huge difference there.
Yeah.
Some temple-bound priests seek distractions to justify sojourns away. Disturbing matters heard from their congregation can send them out on a quest for answers. Some high priests find their administrative duties so far removed from life that they envisioned when they joined the cult that they take extended pilgrimages away from their temple. That's kind of the last one's kind of a lazy one, isn't it? Yeah, like I was a priest, but it was hard, and I don't want to do it anymore.
Yeah, nuns do sound kind of nicer.
Yeah, it was actually the nun class sounded better to me.
Yeah, this seems more like a leader type. Interesting.
So the scholar can be dwarf, can be anything. It looks like.
Hey,
yeah,
the wood elf. Welcome to the list, wood elf.
Yeah, wood elves can be scholars finally. Look at that. What a country. You dedicate your life to the pursuit and study of knowledge wherever that may take you. Scholars generally study at one of the old world's learning institutions, foremost amongst them, the university in Altdorf. Most specialize in one of 2 subjects, and many learn just enough to provide a useful career or give them something to talk about at dinner. Dinner parties, sorry. Poorer scholars act as scribes, reading and writing notes for others, as most of the Empire's citizens are illiterate. Others become tutors educating the wealthy. The most gifted masters are invited to join a university with renowned professors delivering popular lectures to hundreds of students. Dwarves and high elves are less likely to be employed in an imperial institution, though they may tour the empire in search of esoteric knowledge.
Interesting. I would think it would be like a big thing to have a dwarf or an elf working at the institution. I would think that would be like something of renown.
So like dwarves and humans are actually pretty close in this world, but people still be racist as fuck.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess that's kind of what it's driving home is like, yeah, even they're probably not working at the college.
Yeah, xenophobia.
Specifically the Empire.
Yeah, specifically the Empire.
Mm-hmm.
It starts with a T.
Yeah, because I guess the Altdorf is different, right? That's the university at Altdorf is different than the Imperial institution. So that makes sense. Because I think Altdorf, we keep hearing that name come up, and it sounds like it might be. Is it? Is that the capital?
I'm pretty sure it's the capital.
No, the capital started with a T.
I don't think so.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Altdorf sounds like a nicer place than the capital. But maybe I don't know anything.
Find out.
So if you're a student, your first skill.
Right there.
Go ahead, Jahan. Did you found it already?
Yeah, it's on the map. It's right here.
Hey, there it is.
It doesn't say whether or not it's the capital. It looks like the capital.
Let's see. Skills. Your first skill as a student, quite obviously, consume alcohol. Anyone who's going to be going to college is going to have to learn how to consume alcohol as a student.
Everyone knows Altdorf is a party school.
Then you learn entertain storytelling, gamble, gossip, haggle, language, classical, lore, any, and research. Your talents to choose from are carouser, read and write, savvy, and supernumerate. Who knows what that one does?
I think it means you can count good.
Makes you good with numbers. I'm on the edge of my seat. At least I can role play being good at math.
Now's your chance, Gary.
The answer is I don't even know how to pretend to be good at math, man. The trappings, alcohol, a book, opinions. Oh man, I might be a student. I am just strapped full of opinions. And then a writing kit, and I like to write also. I don't know if you guys knew this, but I actually write game reviews.
I should be the lawyer because the only thing I like to write is wrongs.
Can you hear my sigh? Can you hear it? Is it loud? Is it a loud sigh? Like it needs to be really loud.
Like
yeah, turn it up.
Sexual ASMR.
Very good, Kayvon.
It's like I just got
Thank you.
cunnilingus.
Yeah, you give him strength when you do that. All right, so then you go into level 2, Scholar. Skills, art, institution, intuition, language, lore, perception, trade. Your talents are bookish, etiquette, speed reader, and suave. Your trapping is access to a library and a degree. So you get your degree right out the gate.
And a library card.
Yeah, library card. Fucking nuns get a library.
But I got my library card. Level 3-ish, your fellow level. After Scholar, you can become a fellow, where you can learn to entertain, intimidate, and you can learn any language and any lore. Your talents choices are linguistics, public speaker, savant, or Tower of Memories.
What? Is that like in that Stephen King movie, Dreamcatchers?
Oh, man, I liked that movie. I saw that one in theaters. It had Captain Winters in it from Band of Brothers, the HBO World War II show. It's the best World War II show ever made. Your trappings as a fellow, you get a mortar board and you get robes. I don't know if you like mortar boards, but I know what that is.
I think they're trying to say motorboat.
Oh, fuck yeah, I get my motorboat?
Mortar board.
It's a mortar board. we could Google it, mortarboard, but I am in front of a computer, and so that means I'd have to do a bunch of clicking. And then finally, you can be a professor, where your skills are to entertain or lore. Your talents are your magnum opus, your master orator, your savant, or your sharp. And your trappings is a study. So you still don't get a library. You still don't get anything. You get a study. You get a room with paper.
Loot is dope ass hat though.
I like all the
A mortarboard is a graduation hat.
Oh, a mortarboard.
That's a stupid name.
No wonder I didn't know what it was. I like his fucking candle hat though, Kayvon. That's a good call. I like all his. Best part of Band of Brothers was David Schwimmer. Fight me. It was not.
Oh, was he a Navy SEAL?
Oh, because he's a Schwimmer. You fucking piece of shit. This is just what it's like to be you, huh? This is just in your brain all the time, these things.
Yeah, like I'll just be sitting here like, hey Jahan, let's go be productive, and my brain's like, ah.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's fucking no wonder you're depressed with jokes like that running around up there all the time.
It's a nightmare.
Yeah, man, those are fucking. Thanks for sharing. We gotta. Poor scholars who cannot or will not tutor often need funds to continue their research. A few search the dark corners of the world for lost secrets in ancient tomes. Others are hired to accompany adventuring expeditions where their knowledge can be put to more practical use. Scholar is a useful career with access to rare lore skills, a good way for the GM to share information with players, play with with common sense. They can counterbalance rash and martially inclined characters' tendencies to solve every problem with the blade. Scholars can use their knowledge to solve puzzles or come up with unusual strategies and tactics. You know, I'm sure that that's all good and fine, but that's not what I want to do on my first character playthrough in this game. I don't want to be the smart tactician who talks everybody down. I'm sure that's all good and fun. And that goes into wizard.
Wizard. They're for high elves, humans, and wood elves.
No dwarves.
Dwarves and halflings.
No halflings. That's right.
Feared and distrusted by the citizens of the Empire, you legally wield powerful and dangerous magic. Legally. Wizards channel one of the 8 winds of magic only spellcasters perceived. To cast potent spells. To legally cast magic in the Empire, a human must follow the Articles of Imperial Magic and belong to one of the 8 colleges of magic in Altdorf. Each dedicated to a specific wind, as wizards can only safely channel one. After graduation, apprentices become wizards and serve the Empire. Wizards carefully study and practice their art, which according to articles, they can only use outside their colleges in defense of their own life or against the enemies of the Empire. Many wizards are attached to the Empire State Army, and although they are treated with cautious suspicion, none can deny their effectiveness on the battlefield.
You just said that there are 8 colleges of magic, and you can only be dedicated to one. That's awesome. Every wizard is 8 wizards.
Yeah.
All right, man. That's cool.
Nah, bro. The winds of magic are fucking dope.
Man, I don't know anything about the magic in this game, but I'm already excited.
So the 8 are the lore of light, the lore of metal, the lore of life, the lore of shadows, the lore of heaven, the lore of death, the lore of beasts, and the lore of fire.
Wrote them all down, but I misspelled life. So it's light, metal, shadows, heaven, death, beasts, fire. Life.
Light, metal, life.
Shadows, heaven, death, beasts, fire. Fucking cool.
But there are
Dude.
also
Very interesting.
other kinds of magic too.
That's awesome.
There's also elven magic, dark magic, warp stone magic,
Warpstone.
hedgecraft, and witchcraft.
Hedgecraft and witchcraft. I wonder what the difference is between those.
Well, those are both different careers.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that would think that a metal wizard could be cool as fuck. What is that?
Yeah.
And light and shadows and life and
Well,
all of that sounds cool as fuck. I'm gonna have to look at the spells, how this game works. I didn't think I was gonna play a wizard, but maybe.
Yeah, when Westerners do the elements as earth, air, water, and fire, Eastern cultures tend to add a few more, like metal, wood, glass. You know.
Connor says he's playing a wizard alchemist cross class,
Oh, boom! There you go.
Mhm.
which would be super easy to do.
Yeah, because those are both careers within the learned.
And if you're really lucky, you might get some skills that cross over. And when you do that, then you're already halfway through your next career path when you pick it up. So you've got some bleed over skills. Channeling is not. Channeling, dodge, intuition, language magic, lore magic, melee basic, melee polearm, and perception.
Polearm, what the fuck?
Well, I think it's going for your
Stabs.
quarterstaff, right? Yeah.
Cool.
And then your talents are Aetheric Attunement, Petty Magic, and Read, Write, and Second Sight. Your trappings are your Grimoire and your Quarterstaff.
So the cool thing about the wizard and Second Sight in this game, I never, like, in D&D and shit, why can't wizards always sense magic and shit, you know what I mean? They should be able to. In this world, they always have their Second Sight on and can see magic. Like,
Dope.
it just makes sense that they could, you know?
Yes, it certainly does.
I'm a magic boy. I see magic.
And you know, D&D has Arcana, and if your DM is a nice boy, then that's what Arcana can represent. But there's nothing in the rules that says that's what it's supposed to be by any means.
Yeah.
I always kind of used Arcana that way as like a wispy trail of like, okay, there's a dead end, but you know there's some magic around the corner, so the Arcana check can take them where they need to go.
You can feel it right in your magic sack.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your dick is pulled by the tip by magic down the hallway. Yeah, you feel the hard hand of the god of magic stroking it. It's the wizard goes from wizard's apprentice into wizard. They can learn charm, cool, gossip, intimidate, language battle. Language battle? Battle language? Jahan, does that say they can learn the language of battle?
Yeah.
I'm interested in wizard.
It's because they do districts.
I'm interested. Then they learn any language. I would learn the language of battle twice.
You battle yourself.
Well, now that I know battle is a language, I can use this screen, page 60, to convince you that any other character that can learn a language, I can learn battle.
That's
Because
true.
it's been pre-established here that it is a language.
I don't know what it means, but yeah.
Talents: arcane magic,
Ooh.
detect artifact, fast hands, and sixth sense. Your trappings: when you're finally a wizard, you get your magical license.
You're a wizard, Harry.
Look at this! I'm allowed to burn him with fire hands. I have my license.
Bro, if I've read anything correctly, that will not stop people from killing you.
Look at my license. Master Wizard is the next class where you can learn animal care, evaluate, lore on warfare, and ride on horse. You can talents dual wielder, you can instinctive diction, you can magical sense, you can menacing. Your trappings are apprentice, a light warhorse, and a magical item. Wizard gets cool, man. Wizard gets cool. I wonder if that dual wielder is to throw spells with both hands or to hold a book in one hand while you sling a sword around like some kind of Gandalf.
Do you want to fucking fight me? Do you wanna catch these hands?
Oh, you go from Master Wizard to Wizard Lord. What a cool
Wizard's
class name.
Lord. Yeah, it is.
Oh, Wizard Lord. You get any language, you get any lore, you get the talents of Combat Aware, Frightening, Iron Will, and War Wizard. Your trappings are an apprentice, a magic library, and a magic workshop.
Everything I've ever wanted, ever.
I think Wizard's on the short list, everybody.
Oh man, I was not expecting either of you to go that route, but I am excited for the possibility.
Many wizards leave the College of Magic in debt for the cost of their tuition. These wizards may be keen to find immediate employment, or seek out fortune on the land, at sea, or anywhere else they might be able to find relics, artifacts, or lost tomes of magical lore. Journeying wizards, eager to prove themselves, are actively encouraged to test their skills across the Empire, hunting down whatever dangers threaten the local populace. Wizards are excellent characters to add some firepower to the group, but it can be a little intimidating for new players to have to learn a whole additional set of rules for spells. Because of this, the GM should be aware that they might initially need some extra support to ensure that they're using the rules effectively and to the group's best advantage. You'll choose the color of magic to study when you take the Arcane Magic talent. Chapter 8 for more magic. Okay, so it says it's for advanced players, so maybe, Kayvon, that can go on your short list, because I think I'd rather just find a class where my best skill is talking shit.
Yeah, fucking battle language.
Yeah, and here I come down into Agitator. The class literally named after talking shit. This class is one of the ones I read earlier, and I was like, bro, how am I not going to be an agitator? Like, how am I not going to play this class? This is straight up my alley. Charismatic and articulate, you champion your cause in the face of establishment opposition. Agitators lobby for political causes using print, protest, and public speaking. They muster the downtrodden populace sympathy and support, but must for the wearing, drawing of attention for Sigmarites or dwarves interested in maintaining established traditions. The most dangerous agitators have destabilized the rule of destabilized the rule of nobles, towns, and entire provinces. Pamphleteers nail signs to billboards or distribute them in market squares, though often they seek those to reach they cannot read. Religious agitators can make a good living as street preachers, receiving donations from pious devotees and attracting flagellants as zealots and zealots as followers. Agitators who survive long enough to become demagogues are often supported by powerful hidden allies pursuing change for their own motives. Very cool. You are, you're just a talking shit guy. You're just going around talking shit, pissing people off. This is the only career path. You guys look, you see the gold right there? Brass, 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 brass.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They don't make silver. They don't make gold. At max level, you make 5 brass. You don't get paid shit as an agitator. It's very... No, you don't do it for the money. You do it for the skills. Look at these skills. Art, writing, bribery, charm, consume alcohol, gossip, haggle, lore, trade. Your talents are blather, gregarious, panhandle, read, and write. Your trappings are a writing kit, hammer and nails, and piles of leaflets. So right off the bat, you can read and write. That's something no one else can do. And you get to go around and say whatever the fuck you want to everybody all the time with your hammer and nails. You can just go write whatever you want with your pile of leaflets and spread bullshit.
Yeah,
Level 1.
I think if your career does not have the talent
So good.
to write, I don't think you can read and write.
That's correct. If you don't get the talent, then you are not literate.
And
that is absolutely correct.
It's actually expected for most people to not be literate. Which is
yes, right now we're just in the scholar classes, right? So or the mental classes or whatever. No skill. He says it's Trump broke, constantly talking shit and no skills. Oh man. Oof. So after that, we go into Agitator. from pamphleteer, he gets cool. He gets to keep his cool. He gets dodge. He gets entertain. He gets gamble. He gets intuition, leadership. His talents are alley cat, argumentative, impassioned zeal, public speaker, and his trappings are a leather jack. After that, he is a rabble rouser. He learns athletics, intimidate, melee brawling, perception. His talents are cat tongue, dirty fighting, flee, step aside. Trappings are a hand weapon and a pamphleteer. So now he's got a fucking crony, which is money. He's got a crony. Then you go to Demagor. Demagog, I'm sorry. Your skills are lore, heraldry, and ride horse. Your talents are etiquette, master orator, schemer, or suave. Your trappings now, I'm talking about 3 pamphleteers. I'm talking about a patron. I'm talking about your own printing press and a very impressive hat. Mm-hmm. An impressive hat. It's right there. You can't say he doesn't have an impressive hat. He certainly does. I like that you got 3 pamphleteers to run around town and post some bullshit, too. God, what a character, man. I'm telling you, this agitator, there's something to it, man.
Impressive hat.
Impressive hat? Is that one of them?
That's his final trapping, man, at max level is the demagogue. He has an impressive hat.
The fucking nun gets a fucking congregation. The priest gets a temple and fucking high priest subordinates. This dude gets an impressive hat.
It is an impressive hat, though.
Can't fucking deny it. Agitators often move around in search of larger crowds or fleeing authorities. They become leaders of motley groups of restless, disaffected, extorting, making people fight for their greater cause. Altdorf has a legendary reputation for deep fogs and riots. Perhaps this happens because Altdorf is the imperial capital. That answers that question. Or maybe it's because the Grey College draws in swaths of treacherous Ulgu, the gray wind of magic to the city. Whatever the case is, it seems that the fog draws in from the Altdorf flats, mobs rise in the streets, and woe betide to any watchmen who try to silence their rights to be heard. Oh, man. Yeah, I don't want to play that class.
No?
No, I changed my mind.
I fixed it. While you guys were doing all that, I accidentally closed everything, and it was hilarious.
Oh, great.
Somehow the stream kept going.
Oh,
so.
Yeah, Kayvon, a really impressive hat. It would be red, right? It would have white text on the front. It would say to keep Altdorf great. Make Altdorf great again. What an impressive hat. Man, Connor,
it's got
absolutely 100% right. The agitator is Trump. I got nothing else for you.
Fucking nailing this comment section.
Dude,
he nails the comment section.
He is a fantastic gem of a human being, and you should both meet him. Artisan. Kayvon, you want to read Artisan? It looks like it's boring and dwarfy.
Artisan is for dwarf, halfling, high elf, human, wood elf. This is another all race. A skilled crafts person. You take pride in your work, creating products for sale and commission. Artisans produce goods ranging from everyday necessities sold by bakers and chandlers,
yeah.
Weapons and river boats crafted by smiths and shipwrights.
I believe chandlers make candles.
The empire's larger towns and cities have guilds to protect local artisans from fraudsters.
Fraudsters, what's up?
Fraudsters.
As an artisan's entire livelihood can be jeopardized by unskilled competitors hawking cheap, low-quality merchandise. Guild artisans observe strict quality standards, and those failing to meet them blackballed and forbidden to trade locally.
Okay, so it's hard to come across a shitty fucking shopsmith if they've got their license and stuff. I like that.
Yeah,
Artisans
the
work
guilds
at
and
all
everything are
levels
real
of
big.
society, not just producing goods, but also repairing them. They're employed by navies to maintain vessels, by armies to manage war machines and siege works, and by merchants of all sizes to transform raw materials into sellable goods.
So it's much more than just being a tradesperson, right? Artisan is just really trying to be all-encompassing.
Yeah, artisan is the full tradesman.
It
Although I
really
think
is.
merchant is actually another class.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Okay. So you come out the gate. You got athletics. You got cool. You got consume alcohol, dodge, endurance, evaluate, stealth, and trade. I think that's super good. It's a good starting role for skills there.
Toolbox, man.
Yeah, man. Your talents are artistic, craftsman, strong back, or very strong. Oh, shit. Okay. Your trappings are chalk, a leather jerkin, and D10 rags. I like that. I like that it's D10 rags and not a set amount. That's fun.
You never know.
You never know.
You
I
could
like
luck
that.
out and get 10 rags.
I like that, man. I really like that that's a thing right there in this game.
It could be a real rags to riches situation.
Come on. Artisan, you go from apprentice artisan into artisan. Your skills are charm, haggle, lore, gossip, language, and perception. Very good. That's all pretty conversation focused there, though, but you could have gotten your strength in the first batch. Your talents are deal maker, etiquette, nimble fingered, and sturdy. Your trappings are your guild license and your trade tools. Then you go into master artisan. Intuition, leadership, research, secret signs. And so now you're moving into some more of the mental skills. Your talents are acute sense, taste, or touch, master tradesman, any, read, write, and then tinker. So you don't even learn to read and write up here until level 3. And then your trappings are apprentice and a workshop. And finally, you're a guild master where you learn bribery and intimidate. Your talents are briber, magnum opus, public speaker, schemer, and your trappings are a guild and quality clothing. So, man, guild master, that's a big fucking deal. That's a big class.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
man. People fight and die over that shit, man.
There's a lot of skills in that, and in that tree. That tree is all over the place.
Man, this game really does not want you to be able to read and write.
No, it doesn't. Makes you, even as a master, you have to be a master artisan to learn how to read and write.
It's the opposite of D&D. In D&D, if someone's like, I'm illiterate, everyone is immediately annoyed.
Everyone knows like 8 languages.
Artisans in training can be sent to practice under other masters. The constant pressure to achieve perfection is so stifling that young artisans sometimes take a break to pursue more liberating enterprises, sometimes supporting the army or the navy. Dwarf guilds don't usually admit humans, and dwarves are traditionally allowed to practice their trade in imperial cities without joining a local guild. This can cause conflict as the guilds are rarely pleased with skilled competition. Halflings are not so particular, and most will happily join human guilds, if admitted, and allow humans to join their guilds. Elves do not have artisans guilds, and though they could join one, it's unlikely they would ever lower themselves to such standards to do so. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, the high elves, I mean, like, I know that elves are almost always haughty and fucking high-strung and shit, but in this, I mean, they're very much so, like, super racist.
I like my elves to be pompous fucking douchebags. I love it.
You've come to the right
Me too.
That's how I want my elves to be. I want them to be drinking wine that if you drank it as a human, you would spit it out. And then they would make fun of you for like the next 400 years.
They were actually talking about a thing that elves and dwarves have where you can take like a talent like called racial animosity, and it makes you like physically ill to interact with each other. And it's just funny. I don't know.
They have to be in a party with another person.
Yeah, it says that you can turn it off if you're in a party just for sake of ease.
No way.
You can leave it on too, so they leave
You
it up
got
to
to.
you.
Gotta leave it on. Beggar. Beggar. Dwarf, halfling, human. Street smart. You make a living from the charity of others using your persuasion and charm. The countryside rumor that Altdorf streets are lined with gold is a cruel taunt to its beggars. They rely upon the generosity of strangers and scraps scavenged from mud. In the city life, the posturing dandies will happily dispose of a few finnigs to make them go away. The law affords them little protection, and the watch has no sympathy for loitering. Paupers often land on the streets as orphans. They've been in and out of mercy houses their entire lives. Once the basic skills of scrounging and panhandling are learned, beggars can advance their techniques using disguises and sympathy ploys. Other paupers are not destitute, but simply employed in some of the worst occupations, the lowest rungs of the social ladders, like gong farmers, bone pickers, rag and bone men.
Gong farmers.
So you actually make more money. You make more money as a beggar king than you do as a demigod.
Agitator.
Mm-hmm. Pauper, 0 brass. That's the cheapest one we've seen yet. That's the only 0 we've seen. At level 1, you're looking at athletics, charm, consume alcohol, cool, dodge, endurance, intuition, and stealth, which is actually a really cool skill kit.
Yeah, I mean, it's pretty much like any urchin background.
Mm-hmm. Talents, panhandle, resist disease, stone soup, and very resilient. Your trappings are a poor quality blanket and a cup. It's not even a good blanket.
It specifies it's not a good blanket.
Fucking your blanket sucks, man.
And a cup.
Beggar. So you go from pauper to beggar. Now you can entertain, you can learn acting, you can gain any entertainment, you can gossip, you can haggle, perception, sleight of hand. Your talents are alley cat, beneath notice, criminal, etiquette. And then your trappings are a crutch and a bowl. That way now you can fucking fake it out, man. You got your shitty blanket. Now you
may I have some more?
Mm-hmm. Then you become a master beggar. Now I'm talking about charm animal. I'm talking about leadership. I'm talking about lore. I'm talking about secret signs for vagabonds. You can speak the homeless man language. Your talents are blather, dirty fighting, hardy, and step aside. Your trappings are a disguise kit, a hiding place, and a pauper follower. Your trapping is a fucking hiding place.
You can have a follower? Right?
Yeah, a pauper. He can help you with your cons. Finally, the capstone is the Beggar King, where your skills are bribery and intimidate. Your talents are cat-tongued, fearless, kingpin, and suave. Your trapping is a lair in a large group of beggar followers.
I wonder what cat-tongued means. Is it you have a rough tongue?
Oh man,
like silver tongue.
Your tongue feels like sandpaper. Whenever you lick people, they're like, stop.
Yeah.
The only direction to rock bottom is upward. Some beggars will eagerly leave the gutter behind for adventuring opportunities so long as they aren't being exploited as battle fodder. Those unable to afford a porter might hire a beggar instead, and a beggar's savvy is useful when penniless and hungry. And if all goes wrong, it's easy to return to the begging life.
I think a hiding place, Connor, is just what it sounds like.
A hiding place. Yep, somewhere you can hide.
Like in,
somewhere you can hide things.
In Name of the Wind, it was the point where 3 rooms meet.
It's got to be a place where you can hide your money, right?
Yeah. So you don't get jumped.
Mm-hmm. So you can actually start to amass wealth once you hit level 3.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're probably going to get jumped anyways, but so you don't lose anything except your pride when you get jumped.
Well, it's 11:30. We've got Investigator. We've got some way to go on this. We want to pause and pick up Investigator else time, or do we want to just keep pushing through here? I know, Kayvon, you said you were probably getting off 30 minutes ago.
Yeah. I vote for the pause. I got to wake up at 4.
Yeah, man. Stop at Investigator, page 64. Absolutely. We will pick this back up. Make sure to follow Jahan. Make sure to follow me. We are Crossing Streams. I'm Casualty CDG, and he's Jahan. Thanks for stopping by. There's going to be more of this in the future. We're going to go through here. We're going to teach you all the skills. We're going to teach you the careers. We're going to teach you everything you need to know about Wfrp, and then we're going to run a couple of sessions of Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay before we start on the next tabletop. God knows what it's going to be, but hey, this is the new hobby for us, I think.
Yeah, this is good. I like it. All right, everybody have a good one.